Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dave's Top 3,000 Songs of the Rock Era. Today I'm up to song number 2232, and that one is Junkfood Junkie by Larry Groce. This came out in 1976. Here's a picture of the single. It was also released on his 1975 album with the same title, Junkfood Junkie. And here's a picture of Larry Groce around the time he recorded it. He was a one-hit wonder. He was mostly a radio personality. I guess he was a radio host and also kind of a country music singer and songwriter. But this song, "Junk Food Junkie," was his only Billboard hit song. Went all the way to number 9. It was very popular. And it was so popular that he sang it on a lot of variety shows over the next years. So maybe you guys remember. And before I continue, I decided to do this one at karaoke. It's not an easy song to sing. It's very fast, and I haven't memorized all the lyrics, unfortunately. But I'll do my best to keep up. I think you'll enjoy it because it's a very funny song. And yeah, so maybe I should talk a little bit more about the song before I sing it. It's an interesting song. I mean, in the song, he presents himself as a kind of a health nut. He's a very progressive health food. At least that's the way he presents himself in the public. Like he's always eating really healthy food, and he's going to all these kind of arts and crafts fairs and wearing a peasant shirt. A lot of people are doing this kind of stuff in the 70s. But then he's saying that he has a secret life nobody knows about, where every night he goes off. He has a safe in his closet, and he opens it up when no one's around, and the safe has all this junk food inside of it. At nighttime he indulges himself in all the junk food. Uh, it's a funny song, and I'll sing it in a couple minutes. But I guess that's pretty much everything I have to say about the song Junk Food Junkie. Now I guess I'll talk a little bit about Larry Groce. I already said a fair amount about him, actually. He was a country music singer and songwriter. He was born in Dallas, Texas in 1948. He's still alive. He's 77 years old. Um, and maybe that's about all I have to say about him. Um, Maybe before I continue, I want to say a little bit more about my personal experience with this song. I first heard it when it first came out. I guess early in 1976. I think I was going on 14 at the time, and I thought it was funny at the time. And I guess it's kind of true to me because I've eaten a lot of junk food most of my life. I still do every now and then, even though now I'm on a diet. I'm trying to lose weight, and I am trying to eat healthier. But I was never into the health food craze in the 70s. I thought they went too far with all that. I mean, I don't really, in general, like how health food tastes. I think most people don't. Maybe that's why not too many people are into health food, even though it was pretty popular in the 70s, I'd say. It's a funny line in the Woody Allen movie Sleeper. He wakes up 200 years in the future because of a medical accident where they accidentally freeze him with liquid nitrogen. And, after they revive him, he'd say, "Where are all my friends?" He'd say, you have to understand that almost everybody you know has been dead for almost 200 years. And he said, "That can't be. They all ate organic rice." So, I don't know. And I guess I want to say one more thing. I went to high school in Marin County. They were pretty health conscious. And there was even a restaurant near where I went to school. It was called the Good Earth. I never liked it because all the food was health food, and I guess they called it the Good Earth because it was kind of environmentally conscious and all that. And my family liked it. I don't know why. I mean, my parents and my sister. I don't think they're really into health food, but they did like this restaurant. I think I should point out. My uncle was one of the biggest junk food junkies I've ever known. He almost lived on candy. Unfortunately, he got diverticulitis when he was about my age. I hope I never get it, but I am eating better now. I mean, he was a lot worse than me. I mean, he always had candy at home. He was always offering it to my sister and me, and we were, he liked to eat out at McDonald's and a lot of fast food restaurants most of the time. He didn't cook for himself. I guess the only healthy if we were going out with the rest of the family. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's good to eat junk food every now and then, but oh yeah, I want to say one more thing about this restaurant, the Good Earth. I never liked it, and I even told my family that I wanted to open up a restaurant right next to it called the Bad Moon that only served junk food. I don't know. I thought that was funny at the time. My family didn't think so for some reason. I don't know why. In case you guys are interested, there was a song by Creedence Clearwater Revival called Bad Moon Rising. It was one of their biggest hits. That was coming up much, much higher on my list. Also, I'm a big sci-fi fan, so I thought if there was a restaurant called the Bad Moon, they could decorate it with a lot of futuristic looking, moon colony decorations, but whatever. Maybe somebody will do it. Anyway, I guess that's enough said about junk food and all that. So now, without further ado, I am gonna feature this song, the karaoke. So anyway, here it goes. I'll try my best to keep up. I love that organic cooking. I always ask for more. And they call me Mr. Natural on down to the health food store. I only eat good sea salt, white sugar don't touch my lips. And my friends are always begging me to take them on macrobiotic trips. Yes, they are. Oh, but at night I take out my strong box that I keep under lock and key, and I take up my closet where no one else can see. I I open that door so slowly, take a peek up north and south. Then I pull out a Hostess Twinkie and I pop it in my mouth. Yeah, daytime I'm Mr. Natural, just as healthy as I can be. But at night I'm a junk food junkie. Good Lord, have pity on me. Well, lunchtime you can always find me at the Whole Earth Vitamin Bar, just sucking on my plain white yogurt with a hand-thrown pottery jar, and sipping a little hand-pressed cider with a carrot stick for dessert, and wiping my face on a natural way on the sleeve of my peasant shirt. Oh yeah. Ah, but when that clock strikes midnight and I'm all by myself, I work that combination. I'm a secret highway shell. And I pull out some Fritos corn chips, Dr. Pepper, and an old moon pie. Then I sit back in glorious expectation of a genuine junk food high. Oh yeah, in the daytime I'm Mr. Natural, just as healthy as I can be. But at night I'm a junk food junkie. Good Lord, have pity on me. My friends on at the commune, they think I'm pretty neat. Oh, I don't know nothing about arts and crafts, but I give 'em all something to eat. I'm a friend to old Hugh Gibbons, and I only ate homegrown spice, and a John Kraft autographed cheese and earning filled up with my brown rice. Yes, I do. But lately I've been fired with a Big Mac on my breath. Stumbled into a Colonel Sanders with a face as white as death. I'm afraid someday they'll find me just stretched out on my bed with a handful of Pringles potato chips and a ding bong by my head. In the daytime I'm Mr. Natural, just as healthy as I can be. But at night I'm a junk food junkie. Good Lord, have pity on me. Okay, I think that went pretty well. Anyway, that was my performance of Junk Food Junkie in the style of Larry Groce. I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you for watching. Here's a little junk food thank you for your guys. Enjoy whatever you like to eat, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.